The overall purpose of our project was to design an industrial site located in Marion County, which is in the southeast corner of Tennessee, outside Chattanooga.
To use engineering analysis to determine the NICKAJACK Port Authority's property's potential for industrial development. And through that analysis, we determined the most effective site layout and did a multidisciplinary design and full cost estimate to aid in marketing efforts.
Our project was deciding on which type of industry to design for. The type of industry influences aspects such as water usage, water treatment, the size of our building, the size of our parking lot, and so on. But in the past, manufacturing industries have been interested in this property, so we eventually decided on designing for a manufacturing industry.
Aspects of our project was the development of the manufacturing facility, which I was in charge of. And that required the use of RAM structural systems, which had a steep learning curve to it, which required multiple hours of tutorials and trial and error in order to operate the system.
One challenging aspect of the project was the RAM structural system, is because I never had any training in it, and just trying to learn it as I went and to figure out what to do and what not to do, and all the parameters was a very challenging part of the project.
So one challenge that I encountered was the simple fact of just putting pencil to paper. In other words, just getting started. So with transportation, it's there's more room for creativity, I guess, in the transportation sector. So it's really a matter of putting something on paper first, and that was what I found to be pretty challenging for this project.
I think I realized how much the geotechnical and structural disciplines of civil engineering depend on each other. Two other teammates had the task of designing from scratch buildings, and with those buildings they had to determine loads that I needed for my footings. So it was a long time of me finding ways to calculate those footings or determine those footings without the loads, and finally I reached a decision to make a spreadsheet to make those footings. So it was one thing I accomplished.
From this project was kind of learning how the different disciplines in engineering how they had to work together to kind of come up with a complete design, and how they had to kind of keep up and check with each other to make sure our designs were compatible with each other. So
Working on this project would be that I really learned so much about the design aspects in water resources engineering, and hopefully it may be some of the stuff that I will be working on in the future, and it really just gave me a good look at the design process.
A better understanding of how to manage my own time, but how to coordinate the time of all of my fellow team members so that we could effectively work together in one location and deliver a successful project.
It was the ability to use patience in a professional sense, in that the professional workplace requires you to have patience in the design process, because it takes time for other people to complete aspects of the project in order for you to complete your parts as well.
Positive outcome from our project would be that after our design process was completed, we did a RS means takeoff and a project schedule to kind of give the company an estimate of how long it would take to develop the project, and kind of a general cost that would messed up.
It has a product. They have a product that they can market to companies. They have a price estimate, so they can go out and be aggressive when they're showing off the property, and hopefully through that marketing can bring some economic stability and growth in the region.
And CE 400 has been very challenging, but very good at the same time. I was on a team of a ton of my friends, and it was just learning how to work together, have better teamwork, communication, and also just being able to ask for help was a very challenging, another aspect of it that I've learned is just to ask for help, just spend so much time on something and then just go ask for it.
things with senior design that I think is important is to just start as soon as you can and as soon as you know the aspects of your project. And it really helps a lot with time management if you put out different aspects and different deadlines for yourself in addition to your team's deadlines, so that you'll be able to complete your project in a timely manner.
E400 experience was definitely one of the most challenging experiences I've had in university thus far. The challenging part came in having to apply everything you've learned so far and actually produce something. So starting out, there were no givens, hardly. I mean, our clients provided some direction, but as far as the givens that we were used to in class, there were none. So it was very difficult at times, but now that it's at the end, it's definitely been very rewarding, and I think the challenge has paid off.